Today we are going to be painting rainbows, and the tricky thing about this lesson is that the colors we have are not in rainbow order, but we have talked about rainbow order, and so you are going to hunt through the colors and look for the red, the first color, and you are going to paint your red. Make sure you have plenty of water on your brush, and you can always dip quickly without completely giving Mr. Brush his bath if you don't have enough water. When you're done with your red, you want to give Mr. Brush a nice relaxing bath in the water, la-di-da-di-da. And when he's done taking his bath, then he can go to the next color, which is orange. A lot of the colors today have more than one option. So there's a couple of oranges, a couple of yellows, a couple of greens, a couple of blues. So it's okay if you choose a different one than your friend. So once you go through all your colors, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, so you can either do green, blue, purple, or you can do green, blue, indigo, violet. You can look for which one you think is closest to indigo and which one you think is closest to violet, and you can make those choices. Remember, creativity takes courage, and you've got this. Today we are going to be making a big, beautiful sky with lots and lots of texture for a background for our rainbows. So we want to make sure to paint the very edges because that is the part that is going to show the most once we cut out our rainbows. So we're going to be using different blues, and we're going to spread it on with our brush. And then we have these really cool texture combs that we're going to use to scrape through it to make some fun texture. Texture is, in life, texture is the way something feels. In art, texture is the way something looks like you could feel it. So we're going to be putting these fun textures on our paper. Once you've painted a little bit, you're going to use the foam roller and roll over our paint to give it a misty, cloudy look like the sky. And then if you're still not done, we're going to try to keep painting this whole huge paper. So keep going back for more paint. Try to paint on the white parts that you haven't painted yet. And then you can add more texture combs, and you can roll it with the roller a bit more and spread it all out and make it look like a really cool sky for your rainbow to live on. Creativity takes courage, and you've got this. Today we're going to be cutting out our rainbows. You want to use the normal hand that you use to write with. It might be, most people it will be their right hand. Some people might be your left hand. To hold the scissors, and your other hand will be your helping hand, which will hold the paper. You're going to cut super slow like a sloth. You want to cut next to your paint. It's okay if white shows. It's probably better that white shows than you cut your rainbow up. So cut slowly around the outside edge. You can keep moving your helping hand and moving your paper until you get the whole outside cut off. If you have a little space like I do in the middle, then you can cut that out. So on the bottom, you can choose how close you want to cut to your rainbow. So on the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and cut super slow like a sloth, turning my paper to get, it's a hard turn on that middle one. So we can help you if you need, and then just trim the bottom. You can either trim it all the way or you can trim so a little white shows. Both will be cute. We are going to take our glue brush and wipe it on the lip, not the lips on your face, and brush glue along the back of your rainbow. You want to work quickly because if we go slow, the glue will start to dry. So quickly, make sure you get the outside edges, and the middle doesn't matter quite as much. So outside edges, glue it super quickly. When we're done gluing, we're going to get our blue paper and we're going to glue it onto your sky. And you can choose, but I like it vertical with the blue paper up and down, that leaves some room for some sparks to fly out of your rainbow. If you have a spot that doesn't get glued down all the way, get your glue brush and stick it back there and make sure that it gets stuck on really well. Once we're done with that, we're going to use some fun sparkly bits, tissue paper, pieces of color, and we're going to add those to our rainbow. We're going to use a little tiny dot of glue, and you're going to line it up with the color of the rainbow. So this is an orange tissue paper, and it's going to go under the orange part of my rainbow. Tissue paper can be crumbled up. That's kind of the fun part of the tissue paper. So you are going to take your glue bottle and put a thin line of glue under a color, and then hunt for things that match that color. Once you've filled that one, add a second line of glue, look for things that match that color, and add them under your rainbow. And we're just going to keep going so that each color of the rainbow has some things underneath it. This will make your rainbow look festive, fun, cute. So just keep adding your lines and adding the glitter, the paper, the tissue under your rainbow. When you're done, you can draw a cloud underneath if you like. Mine is light, so it doesn't show up really well, but if you have darker blue, it might. You may have left clouds when you painted, like left some white spaces for clouds, so you might not need this. But if you would like to draw some clouds under your rainbow, it's a fun thing to do. So you can use your white pastel and make a cumulus cloud, which is fluffy, and then lay the oil pastel down on its side and fill it in that way to get a nice, creamy, filled-in cloud. Remember, creativity takes courage, and you've got this.